we read together in the Bible she gave me, and she wanted to explain to her what my perspectives, point of views were, but I saw that she wasn't able to listen. I wanted to say wasn't willing, but I think it's also wasn't able. And so I stopped it. And because I don't feel the need to convince them of my perspectives, my way of life. And so I didn't see any significant points to continue with this. And I wondered if they were still coming over for sewing assignments, because I wasn't sure if it was connected. And then quite some time they didn't come over. And last week one of them came and asked me to make a dress for her, and that she was going to come back with a model, etc. And that she wanted to bring one of her favorite girlfriends, Jehovah Witness girlfriends. And I know her. So she came along, and they didn't say anything about their faith, so I was surprised. I was surprised that they could suppress it.
Secure the gargan by expandable link bands. Out of sight, that cave.
They came in a spaceship of some sort.
Then, just before they were leaving, in the hallway, the lady who has cancer said to me, well, you told some other lady of our group that she is an egoist for loving her child. And then I knew that they didn't lost me. They didn't think I was a lost case, because they just started it all over again, their promotional speeches.
Whatever those people told you they saw last night.
How is it you are able to leave the planet? Will not the government structure collapse in your absence?
But the thing with Jehovah Witnesses is that they keep pushing, they keep and also pulling at you, because they want an answer, because with that answer they can search in their Bible to give you a response and to tell you how you have to see this experience or point of view of you. So she said, I don't understand that you said it to her, that she's an egoist, and because she's just pure love, she's only love. And she was getting personal at me, but I saw that she was getting personal. I just took it as an observation. I didn't react to it. And then I said, well, I can take you also as an example, because she was just babbling about her grandchild, how much she loved this grandchild. So I asked her, if you love this grandchild of yours so much, what is it that moves you? What is this love? What is it that you feel inside of you? And of course she couldn't answer the question, because she said, yeah, well, it's in me, it's my heart, and I just respond to that, and that's pure love, and I give it to him because he's the most special one in the world. And just as I did with the other lady, I tried to explain her that in itself was a strange act, because you're calling it love. You don't know what it is inside of you, but you respond to it. And then all of a sudden, a little child is more special than all other children, because you give him this one thing that you cannot define, which you cannot explain, which you don't know where it comes from. So, and then she said, if you cannot have that with your children, then you're cold, then you're evil. And again, she tried to get personal. And I said, well, I think we have different definitions of what love is. Because the type of love you preach, the type of love you don't understand, you don't know where it originates from. And I don't want to participate in that. And I don't want to give my child or any child this kind of love, because I don't see that as pure and the highest thing in life. And maybe I wasn't nice to say that. Or I wasn't a nice person, but it wasn't about being a nice person. This woman asked me a question. I asked her a question. She asked me a question again, and I simply gave her answers, with which she wasn't able to do anything. So I told her it's no use to combat and to discuss and fight about these points, because we do not have the same definition about the word love. And she was so projecting her own fears onto me, onto the world. It's almost like, whoa. Oh yeah.
Whatever this is now, they're getting mighty close.
And then, oh yeah, she got really, really, really evil. Because then she said, well, you shaved your head. And do you think people think about you as a normal person after you did that act? Because you think you're an activist and you can do that. But do you really think in the village they don't see you as a lunatic? But that's the very point she has been dealing with, because she was Catholic, I'm not saying it right, and then she became a Jehovah Witness, and she became a kind of an outcast in the village. The same for her girlfriend who was with her, and they experienced a lot of grief, a lot of sadness about this. And that was what she was projecting onto me. And I said, well, I don't care if they see me as a lunatic, because that's their perspective. I cannot take responsible for what they think. And then she said, well, they see you as someone who has cancer and has had chemotherapy, and it's not good that you are just using this to make your point. We are the cancer of the world. And maybe that's quite harsh for me, because this woman has cancer. But how can you not say these things? Because that's what it is. Even if this person has cancer, it doesn't change the motivation for why I, a year ago, shaved my head. she said, this group of you is probably forcing you into shaving your head. And I said, well, my group isn't forcing anybody into anything. It's a point of standing and seeing what it's about and then acting accordingly. And I said, well, what about your group? Is your group forcing you into anything? And she didn't answer my question. She started again about the love and how cold I was. And then I said, well, just look at it this way. You know me now for about a year, and you never thought of me as a cold person. No, she said, I like you. I said, well, from the first moment that you met me, I had these perspectives that I'm sharing with you already then. So I'm no different from then than I'm now. I see it the same way. And now all of a sudden that you in your vocabulary can make a connection with the word love and evil, now all of a sudden I'm a cold person and I'm evil and I'm no good. And I'm not willing to listen to your Bible stories. That doesn't make any sense to me, I said. And she again had nothing to say about this. And then the other one, the one who feels the connection with me, she was getting a bit nervous because her girlfriend was really a robot, an organic robot going on tilt. She was almost like flipping. And she wanted to keep the peace. And I still had to make a dress for her, isn't it? But it was really fascinating to see. Well, I can see that I did react on some points, but overall I was just breathing and stepping back, not allowing to react on the words they were specifically placing there, because that was what they were doing, placing specific words and trying to see how I was reacting and making me feel bad, and then saying, oh, but we have the answer, just come to us. Well, next time it will be only talking about the weather and the sewing project, because this show and I showed again that it is of no use when you try to speak to each other, when you divine words in a different way.